What is going on, guys? It's Shu here, bringing you another review on Fire Force. Now, I'm a bit late here. Major life event happened. Not gonna talk about it quite yet. But I did talk about it in a stream actually. So make sure you watch those. The Weep Gathering. So anyway, IRL stuff onto the side. We got a great episode. I really enjoyed this one, so apologies for the tardiness. It's only been about 48 hours since the episode dropped. I really wanted to talk about this. I did watch it on Friday when it came out, but I just didn't get to it until now. But honestly, this was a great episode. I really enjoyed it. Seeing how the fight that we got was one that truly delivered. I was really happy with. I like where it's going. So, without further ado, though, guys, let's get to it. We start off with a little bit of panic from everybody because now Iris is gone, Sho is gone, obviously Shinra's gone, and all the pillars are away. Now they're all probably within Dola, and this, of course, makes Company A specifically want to react and be like, all right, what do we do? Where do we need to go? Where would he be? Where would things go down? And we get the answer of Amaterasu. They're all going to go there, which at this point we're familiar with. And it's true. It comes out that that is the place they needed to be. And I love how in this episode we had Ogun be part of it. He played a very big role in this episode. But not just that, Arrow was also on their side. She went rogue. She wasn't really part of the White Clad. She was more than anything serving Sho. Her loyalty is to Sho, not to the White Clad. And she aligns herself with Company 8. And honestly, at a great time. Because even though things are going to crap, we see that she, helps them out, especially at the showdown at Amaterasu. And it was just great. I actually really like her inclusion. I obviously don't think she's going to join the Fire Force, because that's just no way. But it is nice to see her be part of it. And as well as Ogun, who was just kind of chilling at the moment. Like, he was just kind of watching where they were going. And we got a backstory of him alongside Arthur and Shinra, which was kind of cool, I want to say. I think seeing more backstory on Ogun during the ride there was nice, because we see how he is. He's a genuinely good person, and he is really one of my favorite characters in the show. There's probably a handful of them. Not saying they're bad characters overall, it's just there's just some that you just root for a lot more than others. And Ogun is just one that I feel like is undervalued, underappreciated, and underutilized, but here he really shined. We see that during the academy days, him and Arthur were probably the closest to like friends and brothers to Shinra. As we know, he had that reputation of being a devil, which was not the case, and that he was the one that destroyed his family. Also not the case. But that didn't stop Arthur or Ogun from being his friend, and I can say I appreciate that. Ogun was the guy that always had positive vibes. He's always someone that, he would always want to include Shinra, and other people would just kind of like, oh, you know what, I'm going to go do something else because I'm a dumbass. And even there were times where, like, Arthur was being hit on by girls. So it's like, everyone was paying attention to him or them rather than Shinra, but they were always paying attention to him, which is great, and I love that. But once they arrive, and obviously we get enough flashback of Ogun, we see that the arrival of Charon and the other nurse girl, I can't remember her name honestly right now, alongside a bunch of infernals, which kind of sucks. And we see everyone kind of going into position. We have Arthur going alongside Vulcan in the group. They're going to go find and try to decipher the best way to shut down Amaterasu. And of course, everyone else is there to protect and fight. I love how we see everyone kind of get a little moment, especially like characters that like Arrow. We see her and the lieutenant going at it together, like protecting. We see Maki and Tamaki working together, and it's just great. Obviously I really like that. And Ogun, though, like I said, he became the star of this one. He took a beating, but he fought real hard against Charon, and it was just a powerhouse. Charon is a powerhouse. There's just no way. And I love it in the end, though. Like, everyone is, like, kind of watching, but then it takes the lieutenant to shoot Charon, and, like, the fight is hopefully going to be a little more leveled now. So I'm definitely rooting for these guys. But love it for Ogun, just seeing him getting this opportunity and just being such a badass. But that is it for me, guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you guys have, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good jazz, and I'll catch you all later.